Welcome to Millionaire Mindset, where we give you ways and advice to achieve financial freedom. In this video, we will share with you the things that you need to sacrifice in order for you to escape poverty. Nothing comes easy in life, so we have to understand that we will not get what we truly want. What our goals are if we just wait for them. We have to do something very hard in order to achieve that. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell to get notified when we publish new videos. And be sure to watch the entire video to avoid missing any important details. Send us your questions and suggestions in the comment section because we'd love to hear from you. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. This whole idea comes from a very good quote by Brian Tracy, which said, "If you want to achieve something different, you have to do something different." It's a very simple idea, but it is true. If you're just doing the same thing over and over again, then you will get the same result. A quote misattributed to Einstein said, "The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results each time." So if you want to achieve your goal, you have to change what you're doing. Otherwise, you will be stuck in a loop with no direction because clearly, what you're doing right now is not effective at all. And doing something different means you have to sacrifice, you have to step out of your comfort zone, so you have to understand that this isn't going to be easy. One of the hard things you have to do is to start reading books. And I don't mean books like Harry Potter, although if you're into that, then I can't stop you. But I'm talking about books that can inspire you, that can push you forward. Books about the lives of successful people, or books that talked about financial freedom, or books that offer a new and radical perspective. Reading or hearing stories about ordinary people achieving extraordinary things are always inspirational, right? It's always encouraging for us, and we want to apply that into our lives. We always daydream about what would happen if we were in that position. So if you're reading regularly, then you will be inspired regularly as well. And those daydreaming sessions will turn into actual work. It's a chain reaction. If you become inspired, you will start to believe in yourself. Then when you start to believe in yourself, you will feel invulnerable and you start thinking big. And if you think big, then you will see a bigger possibility in your life. You will automatically think of doing something that you've never done. And going back to Tracy's quote, you will achieve something that you've never achieved before. So one of the best ways to get inspired, to get the engines running, is by reading books. If you want to become a millionaire, what you do is read books about people who made a lot of money. By reading, you will learn what they did to achieve that. You will learn how their mind works, so you can emulate those in your life and see if it is effective for you. If it doesn't, then you move on to another book. Repeat until you find something that fits for you. Aside from reading books, you can also watch videos on the internet like speeches and talks of the people who achieved something incredible. But personally, I prefer reading books because they're much intimate and very detailed, so you can pretty much get the whole step-by-step process, whereas with videos, they're usually much shorter and more general. But you might be thinking, books are so boring. Well, again, you have to sacrifice. Also, every meaningful thing is boring. We have the tendency to always go to the things that will make us good immediately, or what we call instant gratification. This is such a toxic trait for us because this thing always keeps us from moving forward and achieving our goals. For example, if you want to be fit, you have to eat more fruits and vegetables, and you have to exercise every day. But how come many of us quit immediately? Because for the next few months, we don't see any drastic results. We feel like this is not effective at all. But that's completely normal. Getting your body to become fitter and healthier takes time. The problem for us is that when we give up, we go back to the same routine of drinking lots of soda and eating lots of junk foods because we feel good immediately when we do this. These foods are formulated to give us instant gratification, which in return results in bad health in the future. The same thing with reading books. At first, you feel nothing when reading. You will even become bored, but that's completely normal because you're doing something your mind and body hasn't experienced before. So just keep on reading and do not go back to your routine of using social media and watching TV all day. Because when you do, you will cave in to instant gratification again. As some of you may know, Bill Gates is a heavy reader. He reads fast so that he can finish a whole book in a week. Other millionaires and billionaires have this habit as well. So if they're reading books and they're rich, then maybe there's a correlation there. But you mustn't force yourself to read one book a week. Again, it takes time. You should start slow. Say one book a month. Then over time, you will learn how to read faster while still keeping all the information. Before you knew it, you're like Bill Gates that can finish a book in a week. While we're on the topic of instant gratification, let's talk about excuses. Like eating junk foods, making excuses is a very easy escape for us, and it makes us feel good immediately. That's why most of us do it. If you are inclined to make excuses every time, then it becomes easier for you and without guilt and conscience. Because if you train your brain to always look for reasons or an easy way out, then you will master it. Making excuses is like a skill or a talent. You get better with it over time, and much like junk foods, it will have a bad effect on you the long term. Master excuses have brains that are very good at finding reasons why they're in their current situation. For example, if you're poor, you will start seeing the economy is to blame, or the government, or your parents, or your health, or your education, or even the country you lived in. You point the finger at everything besides the man in the mirror. Think of it like this. Why are some of the richest people in the world right now are high school dropouts? Or came from India, which is a third world country? Because even in a bad economy or a bad childhood, determined people can still make a difference for themselves to overcome these barriers. They did not blame anyone, they just kept on doing what they had to do to achieve what they wanted. If you're always putting the blame on others, you must think that there's nothing wrong with you. So you think that there's nothing to change about yourself, which is bad, because you will be stuck in your current situation for the rest of your life. Start taking responsibility. An excuse is a food for the fools. This food is sweet, but it's very bad for your health. Identify what you had to change in your life and focus on how you can do it yourself. Another thing is you should know that failures are inevitable when traveling the road to success. Mark Cuban once said, "It doesn't matter how many times you fail. Remember, you only have to succeed once." That makes so much sense to me. Failures must come and go. You should not dwell on them for the rest of your life, but you should always keep them in your mind so that you will not repeat them. Failures are the greatest teachers in life. Another great quote comes from Michael Jordan. "I failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." When you look at a very successful business or a very successful person, you only see the face value and you think to yourself, "Wow, they seem to do everything right." But the thing is, when you look at their history, you will see a lot of failures that happened to them. And these failures are the foundation of where they are right now. You may even think that the most inspiring stories ever are the ones filled with failures and regrets because they are the ones molded by experience. Again, you only had to succeed once, and all those failures will be washed away. Failures always have a bad connotation to us. For most of us, when we've failed just even once, we tend to give up already. But failure is not final. It's not the end of the world. Rather, it's the beginning of a good thing. So you have to sacrifice enduring failures by as many as life gives you, and once you overcome them, you will become invulnerable. And you know for sure that you can handle every situation from here on out. So, step out of your comfort zone, do something you've never done before even if it's risky, and when you fail, you learn and you move on to the next one. So if you want to skip poverty, you have to sacrifice. You must be self-disciplined to do things that make you uncomfortable. Reading, taking responsibilities, and taking actions that may lead to failure is not comfortable because they're out of the ordinary, but you have to endure all of this if you want to succeed. Failure is painful, and yet it's temporary. Just get back up and try again. Remember, if you want to achieve something different, you have to do something different. That's our video for today. Hope you like it and got inspired by it. Sacrifice is the key to success. That's why many people die unfulfilled and unsuccessful because they're not willing to sacrifice. Join us again next time here in Millionaire Mindset for another round of tips in achieving your financial freedom. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.